The nonfiction work Our Savage Neighbors, How Indian War Transformed Early America explores the social, political, and military dynamics between Native Americans and white colonial Americans during the mid-1700s. Historian Peter Silver takes readers into the backcountry of Pennsylvania and other regions in Middle America from the 1750s to the 1770s, highlighting the intense Indian warfare that fostered unity among white settlers of diverse backgrounds such as German, French, Welsh, Catholics, Lutherans, and Quakers, who developed a shared animosity towards Native Americans. Published in 2008 by W.W. Norton Company, Silver's book has received acclaim for its meticulous research and earned prestigious awards like the Bancroft Prize and Mark Lynton History Prize. The narrative commences with the challenges faced by German and Irish settlers in Pennsylvania dealing with Indian terrorist attacks, revealing the settlers' dual struggles. Besides the immediate danger posed by ruthless Indian assaults, they grappled with feelings of alienation from more established native white colonists who deemed them inferior due to their different backgrounds. Silver contends that Indians were the first to unify as a distinct race, recognizing their shared redness before whites in America achieved such unity. He argues that the concept of red versus white gradually permeated the white psyche. Contrary to the notion of true racism, Silver suggests that the 18th century conflict between Indians and whites, culminating in the American Revolution, was primarily fueled by fear rather than racial prejudice. The author vividly describes the brutal tactics employed by Indians, recounting ambushes and massacres of entire families under cover of darkness. The graphic depictions include the cruel mutilation and dismemberment of victims, leaving colonial settlers traumatized by the discovery of scalped bodies hanging from trees. Paralyzed by fear, these settlers struggled with isolation and found their early attempts at retaliation or defense inefficient and unsuccessful in seeking revenge. The atrocities described by Silver gave rise to what he termed the anti-Indian Sublime, an intense and pure hatred of Indians that began spreading among the white population. Tensions escalated, prompting whites to gather their strength and experiment with more brutal and effective counter-terror tactics, leading to the slaughter of Indians. The latter part of the book shifts from the rural landscape to the lives in larger cities like Philadelphia, delving into the thoughts of notable historical figures such as Benjamin Franklin. Silver illustrates how the American interest in pamphleteering facilitated the dissemination of white propaganda, contributing to the spread of racism. Indian haters and pamphleteers succeeded in extending the anti-Indian sublime even to those with no direct contact with Indians. In the early stages of the anti-Indian sublime, white unity and hatred was not complete, with various religions and backgrounds often displaying aggression towards each other, accusing certain religions of siding with the Indians and branding them as traitors. Benjamin Franklin, in his narrative of the late massacres, expressed disdain for the anti-Indian sublime, placing the blame for the Indians' horrific behavior squarely on the whites. Critics have pointed out that Our Savage Neighbors primarily relies on eyewitness accounts from white settlers, offering insights into their fears, thoughts, and emotions. Due to the scarcity of first-hand accounts reflecting the Indians' perspectives during that historical period, some critics argue that the book appears one-sided, which is deemed potentially risky in a racially divided country like the United States. The narrative lacks sufficient detail to allow readers to explore Indian motivations, leaving numerous questions unanswered. Critics have questioned whether Indian terrorist attacks were motivated by monetary or need-based reasons, or if they had religious underpinnings. Defenders of Our Savage Neighbors acknowledge that Silver did his best with the available research on the Indian side of events. When describing the brutal massacres committed by whites on Indian land, Silver relies on legitimate sources to present evidence that, despite Indians giving whites reasons to be afraid, the whites were not entirely innocent. Peter Silver, who completed his undergraduate studies at Harvard College and earned his Ph.D. from Yale University in 2001, currently teaches at Rutgers University, having previously taught at Princeton. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.